most of the game happens on the right side of the pitch between Odegaard, between Saliba, Odegaard, Timber, and Saka. Like we all know. And then if it's on the left side, it's Martinelli.
Please run at somebody, Martinelli,
and get some crosses in at the very least, right? Yeah. So we know the game.
Or it's Trossard maybe doing a little something fancy, trying to get to the touchline,
right?
Or passing it back.
And we know early in the season it was set piece FC. This is why we're gonna get our goals.
Nothing wrong with that.
And whatever. Gabriel Magalhaes getting as many goals as
Arsenal have scored 21 from set pieces, not including penalties. That's pretty great.
So that's remarkable. That's incredible. So we all sort of expected, we knew sort of what to expect from Arsenal. And because especially in the last few weeks, where the Premier League has looked much more out of reach, whereas like the league is done. The injuries and just the motivation. Where's that gonna come from? Mm-hmm. And I mean, this game, and I think we all saw the reactions to the Declan Rice free kicks, and not even from fans, from the Real Madrid players. The images of Mbappe
being like, "Dang!" But the last time he looked like that was at St. James Park. Remember they lost to Newcastle? I think it was 4-0. They lost to Newcastle early on in the Champions League.
Yeah,
and Mbappe was like, "Well, damn," And that's the last time I saw his face look like that, where he was just really confused. And by the way, me too. This guy had never scored a direct free kick
in his career.
Ever.
It's something like
300 and something matches, 300 plus games.
And to never have scored it, to scored one,
to get the chance to kick it,
to get the even opportunity where the rest of your team is like, yeah,
I need a 30 for 30 on the decision to let him take it, because he strikes it beautifully.
Well,
by the way.
I don't know if you saw the post game comments from Arteta, and
they literally, most of the time they cut it in clips. They show the whole thing, and they watch the whole thing.
And he was saying about the conversations that he's had with Declan Rice at the beginning of the season, and how much more contribution that he wants to make, and how much because when we all think of Declan Rice, I think we just see him as this defensive midfielder, but since he's been at Arsenal, he's definitely contributed with goals and just more of an important part of the build.
Yeah.
So not
the way Arteta uses him versus the way he was at West Ham means he needs to be more influential in the final third.
Sure. And then to have a player like Partey, who also, there's a lot of controversy around him, but he had a great game.
He did have a great game. He's had a great few games. He's playing for a contract. He's no dummy.
So to have Thomas Partey on the pitch with Declan Rice, and Declan Rice obviously is more of an 8 instead of a 6.
Yeah, so it's like, now you got to go forward. You got to go do something up there.
And this was just a combination of every Arsenal player playing remarkably. Like, no errors, no real, no lack of confidence.
Kivior, can we talk about defensively? Do you know what Real Madrid's XG was at the end of the match?
I don't. But
if you had don't click on it. If you had a guess, what do you think it would be?
There actually had to be under. I mean, Mbappe had that incredible chance. It had to be under 2.
It was 0.5.
No.
0.5.
So okay,
how crazy is that?
That is kind of wild. But I mean, the Mbappe chance seemed like it would be a bit higher than that.
Clearly, that was it. 0.5. Yeah. They had 3 shots on target total. I am floored at how good defensively. Because here's what it is. Real Madrid are going to give you the ball and say, go ahead. And the moment you slip up, and Arsenal do commit a lot of numbers forward. So the moment you slip up, they're going to hit you on the counter. And they're vicious on that counter. But Arsenal had a way of sort of not just maintaining a lot of the momentum, but understanding, all right, here it comes, and what to do. They would send players back. I don't know if you noticed, Declan Rice would come back, Odegaard would come back. So they'd almost build up with like 6 or 7 players defensively, right? And then they would sort of move the ball forward, as opposed to trying to find someone in open space and sort of start to crowd. And if you're going to try to defend them with a 4-4-2, you're going to be easy to pick apart. You're going to be really easy to pick apart. And I think you saw that. The most difficult part was getting into that final third. The first half was back and forth and back and forth. It seemed like it was a midfield match. You know what I mean? It seemed like it wasn't. I'm like, this is a tennis game, bro. This sucks.
Yeah.
And then that second half completely
right. And look, we have to give credit. Because there's something to the free kicks were remarkable, and it's just they're two individual plays that are so like I don't want it to.
What do they say? It's goals from another match. They sometimes say it's like this came out of nowhere.
Right. There's something to Arsenal are not going to do that every game, right?
All right, well, slow down. You won't know that.
So I just want to I'm trying to sort of balance the this is what an incredible victory, and then did Arsenal actually play well? Like, you take away the free kicks. If it's a 1-1, I'm not saying that they didn't. I'm just saying that it would have been great to also see some a few
goals
more
from the run of play. Which Marino did, yeah.
And Courtois gave up 3 goals. Could have been man of the match.
Yeah, still looked incredible.
He was still incredible. So the look, Ken, and I only say this to how we not to be a wet blanket, but like how confident or where should Arsenal's confidence be going into the second leg?
Take out the 2 free kicks, Arsenal still win 1-0. With a goal from the run of play.
Yeah.
And without Camavinga going into the second match, that certainly helps, I think, Arsenal. He got a red card.
He was with the yellow, he was already out.
Yeah, he was already out. Yeah. But second yellow, so he's definitely out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm as an Arsenal fan, I'm not gonna say I'm confident because we've seen this happen to other teams where, one quick goal, all of a sudden it's 2-0.
Yeah.
And that's not that hard of a hill to climb or a hurdle to clear. But I will say, because they kept them at 0.5, I'm walking into this other match thinking Arsenal have a chance. Not just Arsenal
than a chance,
but not just Arsenal have a chance. I think Arsenal have a chance. I think the leverage is on Arsenal's side. I think if it's 1-0, I think if it's 2-0, I still say I think advantage still is with Real Madrid. They're about to go home. They're going to go to Santiago Bernabéu. It's going to be the atmosphere is going to be lit. This is where they play. They're going to have the advantage, even if they're down 1 or 2-0. That third goal gives it that little extra bit. Where if Arsenal happen to score one, a set piece, maybe it's a free kick, maybe it's a corner, that immediately throws the leverage all the way back on Arsenal's side.
Yeah.
It makes that hurdle so much larger. So personally, I think Real Madrid, to me, it still feels a little 50-50 because it's Real Madrid going home.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to say it's 55-45 Arsenal.